Crystal Springs Resort, great recreation and nightlife in your own backyard. Ballyowen Golf Course is rated #1 in New Jersey. Black Bear's a popular choice for local golfers. And Great Gorge offers vintage 70s style golf. For your health, it's Mineral Sports Club, offering over 80 weekly fitness classes. Time to relax at Elements, the top-rated luxury spa. Then wind down at Kite's Restaurant with dinner, drinks, and a fun night out. It's all here in Sussex County, the best golf, fitness, spas, and dining. For more information, visit the Crystal Springs Resort.
Vernon Vibes is brought to you in part by United Water, the official water company of Vernon Township. United Water, involved in the communities they serve.
Welcome to Vernon Vibes. As usual, it's great to be with you again. I really look forward to the time that we spend together, and hopefully you find the information that we share of use in keeping you apprised of the vibration around town. Before we get into some of the issues that I'd like to discuss with you this evening, I would like to take a moment to do a little bit of advertising. On October the 20th at 7 p.m. at the Red Tail Lodge in Vernon, the Vernon Township Police Benevolent Association will be holding their annual beefsteak. That beefsteak is one of the best around. It's catered, by the way, by the Brownstone. The cost of tickets are $40 per person, and if you're at all interested in joining us there, then I would recommend that you contact police headquarters at 974-764-6155. The tickets are available. It's going to be a great time. Those of you who have been there know it's a great time for the community. And this year, the recipient of the proceeds actually will be a family in this community that is in dire need of some support. And so I'm doing everything that I can as your mayor to get the word out. That's October 20th, 7 o'clock at the Mountain Creek Red Tail Lodge, which is our beautiful new facility at the base of the Mountain Creek ski area. And certainly it's an evening that everyone will enjoy. So hopefully you'll consider calling, getting tickets, and we'll have the opportunity to look forward to seeing you there. The second that I'd like to make you aware of is a fundraiser that's being sponsored by Crystal Springs, one of the advertisers on the Vernon Vibes. There is a golf outing and beefsteak that will be held on Saturday, October 27th at the Great Gorge Country Club, and it's a fundraiser being held by Lisa's Angels. It is designed to help the Larmer children who recently lost their mother, and I would simply say to you that if you are at all interested, you can contact Lisa's Angels at P.O. Box 9, McAfee, New Jersey, 07422. Or if you want further information, contact Scott Lambert at 973-222-0079 or Kathy Lambert at 973-271-2117. Your participation or any donation that you can make will go to benefit a wonderful family in our community who is really in need of help. So if you would, I'd appreciate your support, as we always do. Rally around the people in our town who need the help. Hopefully you'll find it in your heart to help in any way that you can. When we come back, we'll be talking about some issues that will affect our community as we move forward.
Attention athletic directors, high school coaches, youth recreation directors. Too busy on the field to worry about your insurance? Put D&H Alternative Risk Solutions into the game and let us give you peace of mind for all your insurance needs. D&H will provide you with A-rated insurance for your leagues, teams, sports clinics, summer camps, and rec programs. D&H will give you a one-page quote, saving you time. Let D&H provide you with a no-obligation quote today. D&H Alternative Risk Solutions, local insurance for your local athletic program needs. Call 940-1851 or visit risksolutions.com.
Welcome back. As many of you may know by now, but some of you may not, on the 4th of October, the Vernon Township Municipal Utility Authority held a special meeting. One of the hottest topics in the newspapers and in the media over the last 2 months has been the issue of the fees for sewer service in the Great Gorge Village. And I'd like to tell you that I'm very, very proud of our commissioners. They listened. They, in fact, went back and revisited the entire issue and came up with a resolution that was adopted unanimously this past week. In essence, reducing the sewerage fee by 40% to those units that were studio or one bedroom, reducing by 20% the fees to the two-bedroom units, and leaving the units of three-bedroom or greater at one EDU. That number was reached after an awful lot of work, a lot of consultation, and I'm very, very pleased to announce that action has been taken, and as was promised, I monitored the situation. I spoke individually with the commissioners about their thoughts. They sought my consultation, and I was more than happy to share my thoughts with them and underlined for them the reason that Vernon Township Council and this mayor had pressed for a bond issue last November that would allow the build-out to take place without having to burden the people in the Great Gorge Village. So I believe we're on the track to resolving issues. I believe there probably are going to be a lot more as we go down the road. This whole sewer situation is one that we all know was mismanaged from the very beginning. It was a great idea, but unfortunately what was inherited by the existing council and this mayor has been fraught with pitfalls. We're dealing with them, and the MUA is doing the same. So I'm very proud of the job they've done. They have my full confidence. I'm disappointed that the chairman, Mr. Orlando, saw fit to resign, but I do understand his reasoning for it, and I certainly want to thank him publicly and personally for the job that he did. And as we go forward, I would simply say to the people who are affected by the sewer, excuse me, talk to your MUA commissioners, go to their meetings, present your ideas. They are your neighbors, and they want to do the best by you that they can. I'm confident that they will. It certainly is always easier to get the job done when people talk with each other rather than at each other. And I would simply say, don't let those who have a political agenda stir you up with misinformation and stoke the fires of controversy. Simply proceed in a way that will get the job done professionally. That's the way this government and your MUA intend to proceed, and I want to thank the commissioners for their service. I know it hasn't been easy over the last several days, months, weeks, but they're doing a great job, and they'll deal with the issues as we move forward. Also, pardon me, folks, I have a bit of a cold, as I'm sure you can tell. It seems to be going around. This past week, the Economic Development Advisory Commission actually had its first business roundtable, and I would characterize it as a tremendous success. We had in attendance about 60 individuals, 40 of whom were business owners in Vernon Township. The topic of that roundtable was a presentation given by one of our own individuals who is an expert in market penetration and increasing market penetration through social media. Following the presentation, the participants gathered in small discussion groups to talk about those things that Vernon does well to help business, those things that they don't do so well, those things that we would like to see continued, those things that business would like to see put to an end. And the result of that, I believe, will lead us to some very, very positive steps in fact, continuing in the objective of this particular administration, and that is to enhance our retail business, enhance Vernon's commercial area, and in fact to begin a crusade to encourage our people to buy locally. One of the things that happens when you buy locally is that you in fact ensure that there will be local jobs. You ensure that there will be local availability of the goods and services that you need. Now, I know full well that the very nature of our community, with commuting to the east and the south, lends itself to stopping on the way home to buy your needs. But the result of that is that when the time comes that you need something here in Vernon, it may or may not be available. So I know that one of the outgrowths of the suggestions that were made at the EDAC roundtable was an enhancement of our effort to encourage people to buy locally, to shop locally, to support our local retail outlets. And I know that our EDAC is taking that under advisement and will be moving forward with it. Another suggestion that was made that was a very good one and is in the process of being implemented, the Vernon Township website in the very near future will have a listing of every single business with address, telephone number, and contact on the website. So be looking in the future, in the not too distant future, for an addition to the Vernon Township website that will in fact list all of our businesses, hopefully making it easier for you, Vernon residents, to find what you're looking for when you have a need. So with that being the case, we'll come back to talk about a few things right after this break.
Crystal Springs Resort, great recreation and nightlife in your own backyard. Ballyowan Golf Course is rated #1 in New Jersey. Black Bear's a popular choice for local golfers. And Great Gorge offers vintage 70s style golf. For your health, it's Mineral Sports Club, offering over 80 weekly fitness classes. Time to relax at Elements, the top-rated luxury spa. Then wind down at Kite's Restaurant with dinner, drinks, and a fun night out. It's all here in Sussex County, the best golf, fitness, spas, and dining. For more information, visit the CrystalSpringsResort.com.
Welcome back. A couple of other things that I'd like to share with you that I think you will find of interest. I recently was presented with the Sussex County tax rates for 2012 for all 24 municipalities in Sussex County. And one of the reasons that I'm bringing it up to you is that I'm very proud of the result. In fact, Vernon Township as a whole had a 3.4% increase in the tax rate, its overall property tax rate, which is made up of the county tax, the school tax, and of course the tax for local purposes, which we're responsible for here in Town Hall. Now, as many of you know, we were able to lower the tax rate for the operation of your local municipal government. But interestingly enough, I wanted to take this opportunity to address the subject because I had a very, I would say, disappointing experience with one of our residents this past weekend as I was shopping in one of our local stores. I was approached, and this individual who was obviously exercised and somewhat aggressive walked up and said to me, "Mayor, you've been touting the fact that the taxes have been lowered under your administration. You're a liar. My taxes went up." Well, the fact of the matter is that there are many, many people in this community, I think, that don't understand that there are three components to your property tax. Now, I believe most of you do, but for those of you who don't, the largest portion of your property tax is generated by the Board of Education. 60% of every tax dollar that is collected goes to fund education in this township. That budget last year actually increased by about 2 tax points, which, by the way, was much better than what we've been treated to over the most recent past. The county property tax, which includes the library, the health department, as well as the cost of running your county government, makes up about 20% of every tax dollar that is collected, and that tax rate went up approximately 1.5 cents or 2. I don't know the exact number to be off the top of my head. The local government, your town government, actually reduced its tax rate by 2 pennies, 2 cents, and that's one of the reasons why the overall tax increase in 2012 was 3.4%. The only communities of the 24 communities in Sussex County that had a lower increase were Walpack Township, which had an increase of 1.1%, and Green Township, which had an increase of 1.6%. When compared to the full-service communities of Sparta, Newton, Hopatcon, Hardiston, Vernon Township had less than half, and in many cases less than a third of the tax increase that our sister communities have experienced. That's absolutely a responsibility of the school administration and your town administration working together and your county freeholders to see to it that, in fact, we were alleviating the tax burden in this community. I believe that there is a solid commitment on the part of the administration of the school board as well as the administration here to see to it that that continues in the future, that it isn't just a flash in the pan. And for the gentleman who thought I was lying, I wasn't. The facts are the facts. They're documentable. I would recommend to everyone that you get a notification from the tax collector's office here in Town Hall, which delineates for you exactly what the tax rate is for each of the purposes: local municipal government, school board, and county. Take a look at them. Pull out last year's. Take a look at it. There's no question that we have reduced the tax rate and reduced the taxes that are necessary to run your town government, and will continue to do that. So, having said that, I wanted to clear the air about it. There is a lot of misconception. There are people who have their reasons for blurring the issue. However, the facts are the facts. Your town council, as it's operating now, and this mayor are operating every single day looking for ways to save you money, to decrease the taxes on your property, to keep you in your homes, and to see to it that as we move forward together, the tax burden in this community is certainly less than any place else in Sussex County, and we're achieving that goal. So I hope you're as happy and as proud of the people who work on your behalf to achieve it as I am. With that, we'll have another couple of issues to talk about when we come back.
Attention athletic directors, high school coaches, youth recreation directors. Too busy on the field to worry about your insurance? Put D&H Alternative Risk Solutions into the game and let us give you peace of mind for all your insurance needs. D&H will provide you with A-rated insurance for your leagues, teams, sports clinics, summer camps, and rec programs. D&H will give you a one-page quote, saving you time. Let D&H provide you with a no-obligation quote today. D&H Alternative Risk Solutions, local insurance for your local athletic program needs. Call 940-1851 or visit risksolutions.com.
Welcome back. I'd like to run over a few of the construction projects that have taken place and are ongoing and are about to begin. This year, Vernon Township, for the first time in a long, long time, began to aggressively address the needs of our infrastructure. Many of you will recall that that was part of the platform on which I ran for this office, as did many of the people who are on your council. So I'd like to take a moment, if I may, to give you a report and a report card, if you will. When this government took office on July 1st of last year, those of you who had to commute off of the mountain using Canister Road usually had a pretty bumpy ride on your way to work. And in the past 12 months, your town council and this mayor have seen to it that that road has been completely resurfaced, that it in fact now meets the specifications of the New Jersey DOT, and hopefully you all appreciate a much smoother ride. That project, total, Phase 1 and Phase 2, came to about $1.3 million. The money for those two phases came from several places: New Jersey DOT grant, bonding, and from the operating budget of Vernon Township. The bonding that was done for that project was done prior to the advent of this mayor taking office. But I supported it at the time that it happened, and I'm happy that we were able to implement it, and I hope that you appreciate the fact that that project is complete and that you have a much smoother, safer ride on your way to and from Vernon Township. The second project that I want to speak to you about is the storm sewer drainage project, which we have recently completed in the Mott Baldwin Drive area of Vernon Township. For those of you who live in that area, you know that during Irene, the flooding that took place and the devastation that took place was horrific for the people who lived in that area. That project has been completed. It has been brought in on time and under budget, and in fact, that was paid for by the funding that Vernon Township borrowed to in fact take care of damages done by Irene. In addition, in the Cedar Ridge area of Vernon Township, the devastation that was caused in that neighborhood by Irene has been completed and has in fact been completely restored. And I do believe the people in Cedar Ridge would share with you that they have a much safer, better working drainage system, and they are happy with the results of the work that was done there. Additionally, as I speak to you this evening, I am happy to report that the major project, the joint Sussex County, Vernon Township reconstruction of the intersection of County Route 517 and Maple Grange Road, which we have spoken to on several of our previous programs, is now complete. For those of you who travel through that area, I would say to you, and I've been told by many, and I would concur, the intersection is much safer. The line of sight is dramatically improved, and what was once an extremely dangerous intersection in Vernon Township now is one that we all, I think, can be proud of, and more importantly, can travel through with a much greater degree of safety. The last project that I want to speak to you about is a project that we have recently received the bids for, and that is a reconstruction of the sewer storm drains in the northern part of Vernon Valley Lake, an area in which homes were constantly flooded out as we went through the various storms. Those bids are in-house. They are being reviewed by our engineer and staff, and we anticipate that we will be awarding those bids at the upcoming town council meeting, and construction will begin immediately. All of these projects, ladies and gentlemen, have been, in fact, accomplished using existing bond money without having to go and take further loans. And in fact, the majority of them have been done by companies that are local Vernon companies, employing Vernon residents, generating salary and wages and taxes for Vernon people. I'm proud of that. There are those who seem to find some fault with that, and that's fine. There are some who would be unhappy that ice cream is cold. The fact of the matter is that the job that's being done by this administration and your town council on your behalf, I believe, speaks volumes about the future of Vernon Township, and your support in that is greatly appreciated. We'll come back to wrap it up in just a few seconds, so I thank you for your attention. We'll be back shortly.
Crystal Springs Resort, great recreation and nightlife in your own backyard. Ballyoan Golf Course is rated #1 in New Jersey. Black Bear's a popular choice for local golfers. And Great Gorge offers vintage 70s style golf. For your health, it's Mineral Sports Club, offering over 80 weekly fitness classes. Time to relax at Elements, the top-rated luxury spa. Then wind down at Kite's Restaurant with dinner, drinks, and a fun night out. It's all here in Sussex County, the best golf, fitness, spas, and dining. For more information, visit the CrystalSpringsResort.com.
Vernon Vibes is brought to you in part by United Water, the official water company of Vernon Township. United Water, involved in the communities they serve.
Welcome back. The issue, ultimately, in all decisions that are made in Vernon Township relates to the cost, which translates to property tax. One of the things that I am proudest of and want to report to you about is the progress that we have made in terms of shared services between Vernon Township and other communities. In the past 12 months, Vernon Township has in fact signed agreements to provide shared services with Sussex Borough, where we provide the Chief Financial Officer services, the Purchasing Agent services, Animal Control services. Wantage Township, where we are now also Animal Control Officers for Wantage as well as Vernon. We also have shared services to provide all of the personnel and backup necessary to operate the Vernon Township MUA. We have entered into discussions with Stillwater Township, Montague Township, as well as Newton to, in fact, share services with them. And so, as we look to the future for ways to, in fact, enhance the services that are available to Vernon, and at the same time do it in a way that we all can afford, one of the ways is to offer our very professional people and the service they provide to our neighbors. I know that in 2013, we anticipate that the revenue generated from shared services will in fact approach the $200,000 mark, which will allow us to in fact look at hiring any necessary people should that happen, or improving the IT of our government, the technological aspects of it. And I do believe that the business of running Vernon Township will again improve in productivity and improve in the services that we offer to our neighboring communities. So I'd like to thank those who have signed up and tell you that your business is appreciated. And I'd also like to offer to any of the other communities in Sussex County that may be looking at shared services when that happens, keep Vernon Township in mind. I believe that you will be happy. I believe if you check with those communities who use us, they will tell you that we do a professional job and we do it at a very reasonable rate, which will ultimately save your taxpayers' dollars. So having said that, I want to thank you all for joining me again on this issue of Vernon Vibes. We're coming to the election day, folks, November the 6th. If you haven't done it already, I suggest that you register. And if you are registered, please be sure to get out and vote. It's important. Thank you.
Attention athletic directors, high school coaches, youth recreation directors. Too busy on the field to worry about your insurance? Put D&H Alternative Risk Solutions into the game and let us give you peace of mind for all your insurance needs. D&H will provide you with A-rated insurance for your leagues, teams, sports clinics, summer camps, and rec programs. D&H will give you a one-page quote, saving you time. Let D&H provide you with a no-obligation quote today. D&H Alternative Risk Solutions, local insurance for your local athletic program needs. Call 940-1851 or visit risksolutions.com.